In this video, I'm going to show you how I take this lion's mane mushroom and turn it into this fully plant-based version of chicken marsala.
What?
Are you serious?
You'll be amazed at how similar this tastes to the real thing. So if you're looking for a plant-based version of chicken marsala, this is definitely for you. Now, in terms of the ingredients for the marsala sauce, instead of chicken broth, I'm going to be making a miso broth, and then I'm using coconut milk instead of heavy cream. And as for our sides, I'm going to be making some crispy smashed potatoes and some roasted green beans, which are going to go nicely with everything. So to start off, I'm going to soak our potatoes in cold water, and then I'm going to parboil these for about 15 to 20 minutes or until softened, and then we're going to drain those and save those for later. Now, as for our lion's mane, I actually grew these at home myself using a bucket. However, you could also grow these at home using a simple at-home grow kit. I'll make sure to leave a link to that below. Now, first I'm going to press these as much as possible just to remove the moisture from the mushrooms because they hold a lot of water. About 2 to 3 minutes on each side until they begin to look, well, like chicken, if you will. And so once these are cooked, I'm going to season these a bit with some salt, black pepper, and some poultry seasoning, a little bit on both sides, and then I'm going to set this off on a plate and save it for later. Now for our sides, again, I mentioned I'm smashing these potatoes, so you can use whatever flat surface you have. As you can see, I'm using a mason jar just to flatten these, and then I'm going to add some olive oil and season them up with some salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder, nutritional yeast, as well as some dried thyme. After I season those, I'm going to add a little more olive oil, and then I'm going to flip these over to get the seasonings nice and incorporated on each side. And then I'm going to add our panko as well as some smoked paprika. Now, this is what's going to add that really nice crisp once we're all done with it. And so these will go into the oven for about 20 minutes. And then now for our green beans, nothing too fancy here, just some olive oil. I'm adding some slivered almonds and then some salt, a little bit of pepper. And I decided to add some diced red onions because we really like the flavor that this adds to the green beans when they're roasted. And these will go into the oven for about 20 minutes. Now it's time to make our marsala sauce. I'm starting off just by sauteing some diced red onions and baby bella mushrooms or cremini mushrooms. You can use whatever kind you'd like. I'm then adding some minced garlic, about a couple teaspoons of that. And then we're going to add our miso broth. I dissolved a tablespoon into a half cup of hot water and mix that around. And now we're going to pour that in along with a half cup of our marsala wine and a half cup of coconut milk. We're going to give that a nice stir. And then this is optional, but I decided to add a little bit of cornstarch in order to help it thicken up. We're going to boil this on medium heat, let the sauce reduce. This process takes a little bit of time, so just be patient, give a little taste test, and add any more seasonings as needed. It's thickened up really nicely. Now we're going to add our lion's mane mushroom back into the mix and then top it all off with a little bit more of that coconut milk just to give it that nice color contrast. And look at that, folks. I mean, my mouth is watering all over again just looking at this. And let's take a look at our crispy potatoes. Man, this is really shaping up to be an excellent meal. We're going to build our plate. We have our green beans, adding our potatoes, got to add a few of the crispy toppings there, and then our lion's mane. Top it off with a little parsley if you like. And look at that, folks. The cool thing about lion's mane is that it has some amazing health benefits, particularly with brain and cognitive health. That's one of the reasons why it's become a staple in our household, and it's time to give this a good taste test. You can see that nice meaty texture there, boy. And then the crispy potatoes were absolutely on point. These crispy potatoes, whoa. And there you have it, folks, a fully plant-based chicken marsala. Now, if you want to check out our lion's mane ramen recipe, then click on this video that you see here in the top right, and we'll see you over there. Peace.